Welcome everybody to part 5. I believe that's what we're on.
Part 5.
I actually never asked what part we were on. I just went with 5 and stuck with it.
Yeah, it's 5.
Part 5 of Modern Warfare 2. In the last part, we ran through the villa of Brazil to get the guy who essentially supplied the ammo for the terrorist attack. And then we speared him through a window, and somehow he did not die.
I guess the plot didn't want him to die.
Yeah, basically.
Damn.
At least for right now, anyways.
Damn that giant shard in his spleen, you know?
Exactly. So
somehow missed all his vital organs.
Right.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. This is actually one of my favorite, like, little cutscenes right here.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that they like to do with at least all the Modern Warfare games, I'm presuming. I don't know about any of the other Call of Duty games because, you know, I don't play this stuff. But when it comes, yeah, they like to do little intro cutscenes like this, showing like a battle map territory that you might see in a military general outpost or whatever.
Yeah, I think what's funny about this one specifically is just the fact that all these fighter jets show up the fuck out of nowhere. Like, that's essentially what this is. So the little, like, module thing we got when we were in the snow mission.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently, it turns out that was hacked. And it allowed the Russian forces to get through without us being able to detect it happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, our little freaking stealth compass thing
Got hacked.
It made the bad guys okay. That's funny.
Yeah. So now it's essentially a fucking full scale.
Oh,
it's a full. Oh, it's a full scale invasion.
Yeah. That. Oh, wow. Where are we again?
I believe we're in Virginia right now.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're in Ohio.
We kind of jump everywhere in the. Well, it's mostly on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Normal Ohio day.
But we kind of jump. We jump around between like the Virginia, Maryland area.
Yeah. Well, I assume that the troops dropping down here are gonna bum rush the White House. That's what I'm presuming, at least.
You hit the nail right on the fucking head.
Well, why else?
That's what happens in a later mission.
Why else would it be in Virginia? Because Virginia and Maryland literally like hub DC.
Kind of dead center areas for DC.
Right. Yeah. Because
I know I've been to both of them.
Yeah. You know, that was the idea that back then, that all nation capitals need to be in the center of their states. Remember, back then there were only 13 states at the time. They didn't expand to have all the rest of the 37 of them here. So that's why our capital is not in the center of our country, because history.
It's funny because we never hear what happens to the east, like the west coast part of the United States.
Yeah.
It's all the war is happening on the East Coast.
Well,
like all the way from like to as the game as where we can see in game at least. From at least New York to, like, Virginia is where most of this battle is happening. Now, the New York part we won't see till the next game. And essentially, all the war that's happening between the Americans and that game is just a continuation of this.
I see. Well, the East Coast is closer to the enemies. So
to Russia than...
yeah. Or at least freaking... Because technically, Russia is closer to the West Coast. It's just that little part.
Yeah, because of the whole, like, little small edge of that island being very close to Alaska.
Right, yeah.
You know, they have the whole joke of, you know, you could literally see Russia from Alaska. You know, when they always would say that shit.
Oh, I've never heard that, but I believe
I remember people saying that a lot. I think they were joking.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured.
How close it was.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those like you'd only get the joke if you lived there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you lived in Portland, you'd only find stealing catalytic converters funny.
Yeah,
What?
essentially.
I'm actually confused. The fuck?
That's a fucking deep ass joke if you're not from Portland.
I guess Carlos doesn't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's from Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I live like basically all my life here.
Well, you're not getting the joke, so I don't think you're really a... Are you really a Portlander if you don't have a stolen catalytic converter? Come on now.
Yeah.
I am actually confused.
That's a fucking obscure ass joke.
Can somebody please explain?
Sure. Okay. A catalytic converter is a very important piece of every single automobile ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that
very-
makes sense why I didn't know about it.
And very valuable, too.
Yeah.
So, that's
By the
why...
way, you could just classify this entire mission as stand and defend.
Oh, I love tower defense. All right.
Yeah, it's essentially tower defense.
Nice. Okay.
But
And apparently the meat lockers in this game are bulletproof.
really?
Yeah, that's where they're hiding the vice president.
Oh, well, I suppose so. It's video game logic, you know?
Meat lockers, wouldn't it just be like the walk-in fridge?
Essentially.
Yeah.
But, I'm assuming they had walk-in fridge or freezers when you worked at Burger King, right?
Yeah, they do.
It's like that.
I'm sorry, how did that guy not hit you at point blank range?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's smart actually. Very smart.
Which is odd because you think they'd be smart enough to see the red fucking lasers.
Dude, I fucking loved the Claymores when I played, like, Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they're so stupid on multiplayer.
Oh, I see.
Granted, you know. Actually, I have a question. What's your opinion on multiplayer, Ethan?
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Well, one thing, I barely play these types of games, and when I do, I don't.
He sucks at
bother- No, it's not that. It's just like I don't bother with the multiplayer because that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a play campaign first and then multiplayer after.
Like, if you're to like,
I think
how broad of multiplayer are you asking?
No, it's just as a, so like in general, like what do you ever like engage yourself with the multiplayer side of games?
I mean, if you're talking Smash Ultimate, then sure.
Oh yeah, but,
Yeah.
I mean, that game is like it's kind of depressing when you play it by yourself without multiplayer.
Yeah, if you're just gonna play Smash Ultimate by your lonesome against like what level 9 CPUs. I mean, like against level 9 CPUs, that might be fun. But just CPUs in general, yeah. I
Yeah,
get
it's kind
that.
of depressing.
I mean, it's built for the multiplayer in mind,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure even Call of Duty games are built with the multiplayer in mind. But they at least have the, or at least back then, they had at least the I don't want to say decency. I can't think of the word right now. They at least put effort into giving you a single-player campaign, you know?
The courtesy.
Courtesy, that's the word. Thank you. But yeah,
Okay.
multiplayer stuff, just generally, I don't really bother.
Because this kind of goes back to like, I think our last recording after like Call Night, where we were just talking about how I like to play my games. Yeah, I think it's just that I have a very multiplayer-centric mindset. Because I love multiplayer. Like, even if the multiplayer is shit in the game, I just kind of like going into it sometimes, just playing it.
Yeah,
Just
that's fair.
I think that's why there's such a disconnect between like your mindset and mine. Because mine's like, how's the best way for me to have fun? In multiplayer, most of anything. Yes, single player games, I play a lot of them. The fact that I'm fucking binging the fuck out of Battle Network says a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I know I've talked about this before, but like I'm in that weird category that I'm on the side that likes Gears 5, but not for the multiplayer stuff, because I will admit the Gears 5 multiplayer is probably the worst multiplayer in that franchise. Microtransactions are fun. Yeah, but no, as a campaign goes, the thing that I really care about, not necessarily the story and how it's written, but just the campaign experience, I think Gears 5 is the best one. So, not many people particularly care for that game, mainly because most of the community is made up of the multiplayer, but the other half of the community really cares about the story, and I will admit Gears 5, half of the story, the first half of the story was interesting, the latter half of the story just kind of meandered, then got stupid. I'm not gonna lie there. And I do mean half, because it's split up into 4 acts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's my feeling about Gears 5. I would play that game again and again if I could. But, not the multiplayer stuff, because I don't necessarily care for that.
Yeah. I think that's going back to like what I was saying. I think that's why there was such a disconnect between you and me. Like how I like playing games. I think I just like multiplayer a lot. Because despite BO4 being kind of shit, I just kind of play the multiplayer above all else. Because I got it just because. What, did you crash or something?
No, I believe I was recording this around the time when I was supposed to be eating dinner. And my food had gotten there.
Okay.
Hey, look, that's a Burger King we're going into. Hey,
Yeah.
it's an off-brand Burger King. Look at that. Hey, does this look like your kitchen, Carlos?
No.
Whopper.
Junior, double, triple, Whopper.
It looks too nice.
You got a point.
Oh yes.
Even in a war-torn scenario, it still looks cleaner than a normal Burger King kitchen.
Oh man, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Well, like, where does Cameron stand on all this? Like, what's your thoughts about multiplayer?
He did say campaign first, multiplayer second.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm if I have a game that has a campaign and a multiplayer, I'm gonna focus on the campaign first, because I'm more interested in the story of that than I am in just in terms of first-person shooters, of course.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna be more focused on the story than the other aspect of it, which is essentially just the same thing every time.
Okay. Well, you said first, so that does mean that you do care about multiplayer.
I do.
Okay.
I think multiplayer is important, especially in modern gaming, especially for first-person shooters.
For sure.
Now, there are some games who can go without it.
Yeah.
Not every game needs it, but it definitely helps the case of some games, like it did for Call of Duty here.
Mm-hmm.
But I prioritize more of the story first than I do the actual, online gaming stuff.
Okay.
Which is why he hated the BO4 so much.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
Yeah,
you give me no story, there's no reason for me to play that fucking game.
Yeah.
I see.
The multiplayer was like at least decent.
Never played it.
Huh?
He never played.
Yeah, no, I played it. It was decent. I really like the grappling hook. There's like an operator with a grappling hook. There's a reason why I think when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, I fucking had the highest rank between the three of us, Cameron,
Yeah,
in multiplayer.
Who's the third
Yeah.
person?
Well,
Brian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think 50 levels above them. Above both.
Yeah.
It's just because I enjoy multiplayer. Like, a ridiculous amount. It's what I do to just turn off my brain and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's respectable. I was like more interested in the
Yes?
well, like Cameron's selection of games, because I have browsed through his Xbox profile a couple of times and seen his library. It mainly consists of Call of Duty games, sports games, and the occasional Fallout here and there.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think you've seen mine. Have you seen mine?
Not in a while, actually. Yeah.
I think there's a fucking like stark difference between my fucking Xbox and Steam library.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, because I think in my Steam library I just have a bunch of anime games. Don't get me wrong, I have anime games on Xbox, but Steam has a lot more of them available.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
I still find it funny that it took me less shots with that javelin take down a helicopter than it did with the tank in Battlefield 3.
That Ultra Instinct tank from Battlefield.
Yeah,
3.
fucking the one that took me like 6 fucking tries to get it.
I don't know what was going on with that thing.
I don't know, but I still took down these two in quicker timing.
Oh wow. Well, hey, you can say that you've redeemed yourself now.
No.
Yeah, redeeming myself for possibly one of the worst aims with an automatic weapon. Only me would absolutely miss with a weapon that's supposed to be a lock on.
It's supposed to be the win button. Yeah.
Exactly.
Only Cameron would lose with the win button.
I'd be the guy who'd break the button before he even gets to fucking use it.
Oops.
You could essentially call the ranger missions just Ramirez, do this.
Ramirez from the Burger Town.
Gonzalez, protect the Burger Town.
And also, while you're at it, get me a Whopper.
Fucking exactly.
Have you seen the newest, what's it called, Russian Badger video?
So I haven't watched it, but I know it's there.
Okay.
What is it?
I forgot what it was called.
Is it like War Thunder?
I think, yeah. Skulker got like the AI voice recorder. He recorded Badger's voice and just started, what's it called?
Oh shit.
Using it for his own evil.
Good job, Cameron.